What were we going about?
Nazis built the pyramids, the aliens started the Holocaust. It's just...
We're talking about serial killers today. They're ghosts.
It's only going to get worse from here. You know, I really got to sit here and insert my foot in my mouth for some of the shit that
I guess I do too, but mostly you.
Yeah, for some of the shit I said about Andor, that Star Wars show. Honestly, I was just I was sitting here bored the other fucking day and was like, fuck it.
It's Star Wars, man.
Yeah, see if I can get through it. And I tried before a couple times, and I just couldn't get past the first episode. It was so fucking slow. 6 episodes later, it's still fucking slow.
It's really loud.
But, I mean, it was just one of those, like, holy crap, man. How slow does this have to fucking be? 6 fucking episodes before it actually started getting interesting and good and all this and that, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, as soon as I got to the prison, I was just like, this is a good show.
Yeah,
I like this.
We didn't need a whole lot of backstory about the character. Like, we could have just dived right into it, but man, they took their sweet ass time. But I will say this, it was fucking good. It finally started getting good to where I was like, alright, now this has become something where I'm excited for the next season to come out. So, yep, I just wanted to apologize to any Andor fans that have listened to our episodes and stuff. And
if you've thought, oh man, well, you guys just aren't giving it a good enough chance, and you were right. You were right. We didn't, but now we have, and we love it. Well, we don't love it, but it's really good. It was entertaining.
Yeah. So, I mean,
and we're like, not holding our breath for the next season, but we'll watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking be like all fangirled over it, but I'm gonna fucking check it out. I mean,
I'm not gonna cosplay anything from Andor.
Well,
but I will cosplay things from other shows.
So, before we get into our episode, welcome everybody to The Calling Couple. I am your host, Gage, along with my beautiful and wonderful co-host,
Sage.
And today we are, like she said, talking about cosplay. We are going to be going into the cosplay world and how we are fairly fucking new to it. Well, I'm very new to it. You've done a couple cosplays before.
Yeah, I've done it like twice. So, but I'm a big fan of cosplay. So I've kind of been into it, but I haven't done it.
Yep,
but now we're going to do it. Oh, yeah.
Yep, so today we are going to give you some insight on how you can go about making your own cosplays if you're wanting to if you want to get into it.
Technical stuff.
Yeah, but we're also going to talk about some events and stuff, some things that we've seen and how the community is from the experiences we've had going to Comic-Cons and places of that nature.
Yeah.
If you are curious about Comic-Con or cosplay or doing anything like that, and cosplay is not just for going to Comic-Cons and stuff like that. These little crafts and ideas, things,
you stuff around your house.
You can do around your house. You can modify the way your house looks. Like if you want to do some Star Wars stuff very, very easily, some Battlefield or however you want to fucking do it.
YouTube University.
Oh yeah, like there's going to be a lot of things that you can learn from that platform of different things of that nature. But if you are looking for a good idea that you are just like, you know what, I can't find a good costume for Halloween that I'm really not getting, cosplay is where it's at, man. You can make a badass outfit with spending nowhere near the amount of money that you would on a store brand costume that you could just do at home. And you can do it with some of the simple shit that you have around the house that you don't use anymore. It's really fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's where we're kind of the most impressed with this cosplay thing. I know it's like some people are like I've been making my mom made my costume when I was for Halloween when I was a kid, or I've been making my child's costume, and all that kind of stuff. Well, it's the same thing. It's just for you, except for you can use stuff around your house. Like you have the right tools and all that, and we'll get into it then.
All right, so now, I know a lot of people that, like, when you first start getting into cosplay, my biggest thing was 3D printing.
Yeah.
Now, 3D printing is fucking expensive. There is no cheap thing, whether you're buying the setup or buying it from somebody else.
And if you do find something
expensive.
If you do find something cheap, it's going to be terrible quality. Trust us. We've already bought something thinking it was one thing. Turned out it was something else.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
Now, that's not to say that all people that sell 3D printing is going to be horrible quality, because it's not. There are a lot of people who actually sell immaculate stuff because they have a name that they're trying to keep out there.
It's worth the price. If you're paying the expensive stuff, it's going to be worth it. Trust me. We're just saying we don't have that kind of money, so we have to DIY that shit.
Right. So if you ain't got the money to buy a 3D printer, or you don't have the finances to buy somebody that is able to do it for you, hell, we have picked up some tricks and things that you can do to make your own stuff. The biggest thing is, now we've watched several tutorials on YouTube about how you can use PVC or this Centra board, shit like that, like foam. You can use those, by all means can. But
I still want to do the foam eventually. Yeah,
and you can. They're not that expensive. It just depends on how elaborate you're going to be.
But you know what's even cheaper than that? Free.
Yep.
You know what's free? Plastic around your house.
Yep, a lot of plastic around your house. Or if you know people that, like, if you live close to a farm or anything like that, go out there and ask them, hey, I'm just wondering, do you have any old feed buckets that are broken that you want to get rid of? You can use that plastic for a lot of your shit. And the biggest thing that you would need is a cutting tool and a heat gun. You can make a lot of cool shit from just those two items.
Because most cosplay things are made out of that exact same plastic.
Yep.
So all you got to do is get that heat gun and shape it the right way.
And it'd be thick, durable, and it would be able to be still usable to where you can add more things onto it. You can actually heat some more plastic up onto it to add some more customability to it. Say, like, if I was going to make a Mandalorian gauntlet, okay, the little wristband thing that goes on there.
The wristband,
I can melt that plastic to be in the cylinder shape that I want. I can go the extra mile, cut it in half on both sides to make it to where I can take it on and off a lot easier. But I can also sit here and take that extra pieces of plastic, melt them down to where they're a fucking liquid, and get, or to the edges to a liquid to where it will basically weld onto the plastic that you're putting it on. And then you can sit there and try to clean it up by sanding the excess down to make it look like it was one piece. I mean, right there.
Yeah, you're gonna need heat guns. You're gonna need some sandpaper. You're gonna need some glue.
But you'll be amazed how much those will be for you later on down the road.
And you're gonna be
amazed
things. About how much of that stuff you just already have laying around your house.
That heat gun can actually do a lot more than just doing cosplay. It is a very vital tool for if you need to do some plumbing around your house, or if you need to do this or that. It's a very vital tool. So it's not like you're just buying it for that purpose and never going to use it again, because you can find multiple uses.
You are going to use that heat gun for, like, once you get it, you're going to see, like, there's so many things you can do with this.
It is a very valuable tool, and they are not that expensive. Yeah. We found one that is a really good price. It's a 1800 watt heat gun. And it was only
$28.
$28, so it was about maybe $35 after shipping.
Yeah.
And you can find these at your local hardware store, by the way.
Yeah, there's like one on Walmart for like $15. That's a little lower quality, all that.
But it will still get the job done.
But it'll get the basic stuff done. Yeah, for sure.
But the plastic stuff, like plastic bins, old trash cans, stuff like that, recycle. That's what you're basically doing, is you're using this stuff that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg, or it doesn't cost you anything at all, to repurpose it. We got an old flat screen TV in the back bedroom that has been junk. It's one of the big old fucking tube box ones that I'm actually going to tear apart and use a lot of the plastics and parts out of that for our cosplay that we're going to be doing, because it's got plenty of sci-fi looking stuff in it. It's got some really good usable parts.
And it's got those little, like, green, what are those green computer board looking things?
Computer board.
They are called computer board?
Yep. It's got plenty of those. It's got auxiliary fans that still work. It's got a lot of actual usable electronical parts in it.
And that's where
it's just the screen itself stopped working. But even the plastic, the front filament, the screen itself, I can use for other things. I can use the back parts. Yeah, I can use a lot of that stuff for cosplay. And all it was I've had that TV for 12 years now.
And just been sitting in there.
just been sitting. But now I'm like, you know what? I can recycle that and make it into something cool. It's really fucking phenomenal.
Because we, like, just randomly out of nowhere, got really excited about cosplay. Because, if you haven't been keeping up, we've been sitting home on short-term disability. So we're just like, what the fuck are we going to do with our spare time? And so we have all this junk around our house, and we've been really into Star Wars lately. So we're just like, wait, huh? Oh, shit. We can make outfits.
Yep, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Like right now, I'm in the middle of taking an old Xbox 360 Cabela's gun that they had, that I had bought for the old 360 that we don't ever use anymore. We never play the game. And
it never worked in the first place.
Yeah, it was already... It
came junky.
Yeah, it was already junk. So now I'm actually doing a lot of modifications to it to make it a blaster pistol. I cut the buttstock off. I'll cover that hole up that I cut out.
Yeah, we got really lucky with that one. Just happened to have... Oh, and who doesn't randomly have like a Nerf gun or an old water gun sitting around their house somewhere?
Yeah, you'd be amazed with just a little bit of paint and how much you would change the look of it to make it where you want. And you can make it, there are YouTube tutorials, and I just started doing this. It's so fucking fun.
Like I said, YouTube University, it's where I get all my knowledge.
Of aging things, learning how to age like your weapons or your trinkets and stuff like that. It's really cool, so easy, very inexpensive. And it makes it 10 times more realistic looking. It is very badass on how simple little things.
It's coming together really fast. And have we even spent any money yet?
No, a lot of this we already had of the paints and stuff like that.
All the stuff we've already had. Not that we don't have a bunch of stuff in our Amazon shopping carts.
Oh, yeah.
But we haven't actually bought anything yet, and we've made half an outfit already.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's because a lot of it is stuff that we've collected over the years that we never use anymore. And was like, you know what? This would be perfect for this. This would be perfect for that. So let's just go ahead and repurpose it for what we're wanting to do. And it gets it out of the closet to be used than just a fucking waste of space, really.
Yeah.
Because we got plenty of like leather jackets and stuff like that we can make other outfits. We got plenty of clothing that's sitting around, fabric that we can use for other shit. So I mean, it's very.
And I know how to do all the hand sewing, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm really good with the fine detailed crafts, and you're really good with like the mechanical crafts part of it. So we make a awesome cosplay team.
and that's the thing though, is like a lot of people that when you go to Comic-Cons or cosplay conventions and stuff, you'll see people who have these extravagant fucking outfits. Now, a lot of times they're not as expensive as you think. It's a lot of cheaply acquired items that they were able to make into these badass outfits.
They just spent gobs of amount of time just working on that, perfecting it. And like props, man. Oh, I just want to go to those people and just be like, you did amazing. I am so fucking proud. Look at you. Look at you. Look at your face.
Yeah, and that's also something too, is like if you're just getting started and you are literally on a budget and you really can't get it, still wear your stuff to the Comic-Con. Wear it, because there are going to be people there that see that you are starting out, you are doing hard work for what you got. Like I was watching one yesterday where a guy didn't have his outfit completed. It wasn't fully painted and all this and that. He still wore it up there. Yeah. He still looked badass. He still looked really cool.
It's because all the other cosplayers can see where you're going with it. Like, it might not be there yet, but we see where you're going with it, and that's fucking badass, man.
Yep. And it's amazing because then you would meet people that would be like, hey, have you ever tried doing it this way, or have you ever thought about doing that? To really help bring your character to life. And that's the beauty of it. And that's where I'm going to lead into this one. So if you're going to go and do this stuff, guys, it is not that expensive to do it. You can just look around, be creative, and use your imagination of what you have around your house that you just like, don't use no more. Find a way to repurpose it.
I mean, if you want to spend money, if you want to order stuff online about like pre-shaped like chest plates or any kind of like whatever cosplay you're doing, if you want to pre-order it online or something like that, I mean, go for it. We're not saying don't. We're just saying be creative. You know, you've got like, you'd be surprised how much stuff around your house can be made into cosplay.
Oh yeah. And if you guys are up for it, we'll try to post some of our stuff on our Instagram just to show you about this episode of like things that we've found around our house that we're using to create our cosplay outfits and stuff like that. But now that that's been said, we're going to go into this where the cosplay community is just like any other community. You're going to have your assholes. You're going to have your arrogant, like, oh, well, I did it this way because I'm better than you kind of fucking people.
Elitists.
But the majority of people that you meet there are no different than you. They are fucking nerds just like you that are... and
They're passionate about the same things you're passionate about.
Right. Like, they could be lawyers. They could be senators. They could be fucking plumbers. There's all walks of life when it comes to this, but they are all there for the same fucking reason you are, to nerd out. And that's what if you go to one of these and you've never been to, go in there and just be a nerd. Just have fucking fun with it, because guess what? They're doing the same thing, and they're not going to look at you any different. They're going to be like, holy shit, somebody else has the same kind of mindset I do. Fuck yeah, let's do this. I mean, I went to one a few years ago, and it was the first time I have gotten to really nerd out since I was a kid. And god damn, I had so much fun. I had a blast. There was a lot of people there in costumes, and a lot of... the SoonerCon.
The SoonerCon we went to?
Yeah, the SoonerCon.
Even the kids had fun at that one, man.
Yeah, man, they had it all set up. They had fucking a Jurassic Park Jeep there. They had a DeLorean. They had a whole Jabba the Hutt palace.
I was like, they had Jabba the Hutt there, man.
Yeah, like it was a huge fucking setup, and it was so much fun. Like, it was a blast to where I've missed not getting to go to another one since, but now I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna go to another one, I'm going as a fucking character, and it's great.
I was seeing how many people cosplay at them. Like, how could you not cosplay?
But the community itself was just so open-armed to anybody that was willing to talk to them. If you were willing to be like, oh, dude, I love that little piece on your outfit, they will sit there and tell you every fucking thing about it, because they're just like, hey, if you notice what is about this, or
if they made it themselves, they'll tell you exactly how. Or if they bought it somewhere, they'll tell you exactly where they bought it.
Yep, and that's something that I've noticed, is the community there is just so friendly, so open, so...
Yeah, they want you to ask about their cosplay, man, especially if they worked hard on it.
Oh, yeah. Now, the people there, though, are very fucking cool. They're very laid back, and, I mean, and they're going to be in character, and if they are in character...
Oh, yeah, some cosplayers don't break character, and that's okay.
Yep. Let them have that, because it's very rare that we get to be like that. So it's like, if I got the chance to be that way, I'm gonna be that fucking way, like...
Yeah, if you get to be in character and someone wants to go along with it, fuck yeah, man.
My thing is this is something that me and you have talked about before, but I'm gonna say it here on the fucking podcast.
Okay.
I am so sick and tired of people telling everybody how they should fucking dress, or look down on them for dressing that way.
The gatekeepers.
Yes. We should be allowed to dress like this any and every day of the week.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought you meant if you're gonna be a Mandalorian, what's the Mandalorian creed and all that kind of stuff?
Oh no, that's gonna be talked about here in just a second.
You're talking about why can't we cosplay every day going to Walmart?
For real.
No one's stopping you, Gage.
Yeah, but still, I know they're not stopping me, but it's more of why can't that be the norm? If you come up with a cool look that is so fucking out there, you might as well just be like, hey, I'm gonna fucking wear this, and that's it. But I want to be united with people. Maybe I should just make that as a stand and just start fucking wearing my shit, just be like,
do it. Be like the fucking bounty hunter of our small hometown. Be like, oh wait, who the fuck is that? Oh, that's just a local bounty hunter.
Now,
can you imagine when you're already the local biker?
Nah, that's true.
Why not be the local bounty hunter? I'm imagining you on your motorcycle with your little cape going. Just, oh shit, here comes the bounty hunter.
But that's the thing though, is you get people you see people that dress the way that they want to, and that's great. If people could still dress like cowboys that never even fucking touched a saddle.
No one's fucking stopping you, man.
Then I should be allowed to fucking do what I want to do.
You are allowed, just people are going to look at you.
Well, if they look at me, then throw me some dollars. I need to fucking make up the money I'm spending on this shit.
Yeah, just walk around with a little tip bucket. You like it? You like the outfit? Here you go.
You like what you see?
Give me $1. Give me $1.
As I push up my glasses.
God. Stop. That's enough.
Alright, so
technically people do that. It's those freaking performers on like the Vegas Strip.
Oh yeah.
Those people who dress up like, you know, with the Joker or Batman or something like that.
Or the Golden Men. It's like
yeah. I'm just like, street performers do that constantly.
True.
With the little tip buckets.
I'm not a street performer.
You dress like that in public? Yes, you are.
It should be normalized, damn it.
You telling me that you walked up and down the street and some little kid's like staring at you, you're not gonna pull out your blaster and do little flippy stuff with it, and
you're like, goddamn right.
And that kid's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I want to grow up and be a bounty hunter."
You goddamn right, I am.
All right, and then you hold out the tip bucket to the parents.
Mm-hmm.
I impressed your kid. Give me $1.
For real, I entertained him. You pay the entertainer, bitch.
So your hat on the ground.
But going back to the gatekeeping, I actually hate that shit a lot. Like, it's one thing, like, if you are a huge fan of it and you are in character and you're wanting to be that way, that's great. But not everybody has the time or the fucking mental capacity to memorize every fucking word, every letter of your creed, your code, your character backgrounds and shit.
Okay,
like, come on.
So, that being said...
Suck a bag of dicks.
That being said, are you going to gatekeep to the people, to all the girls, all the girlies who dress up as Rey?
No, because honestly...
You'd be like, how can that be your favorite fucking character? How dare you dress like her? She's not really Star Wars.
No. Here's the way I look at it. If that's your character, if that's something, that's your show, your movie, whatever it is, if that's what you like, that's what you like. You have every right to fucking like that. I may not like it. I'm not going to go out of my way to tell you my opinion about it, because guess what? You're not there for that, and I'm not there for that. So why the fuck would I go out of my way to ruin your fucking time and take time away from me as well to fucking point something out? Like, fuck that.
Some people thrive on that shit. You would be surprised.
Yeah, they're called Karens and Kevins. And if that's the case, hey, if you got a Karen or Kevin that come up to you, you have my full permission to throat punch the fuck out of them. Just fucking hit them. Because
yeah,
9 times out of 10,
really being a Karen at a fucking convention right now, dude?
For real. That's what I'm saying. Throat punch them, because for one, they are not going to continue to bitch at you because they can't breathe. And two, they fucking deserve it. Yeah,
then you both get kicked out because you just throat punched them. I'm just saying, just call them like Karen and be like, they'll be like, oh, shit.
And if that riles them up even more, that's where you can just be like, do a nerd call, and you'll have
for real. I'm just like, just be like look at the person next to you, because you know conventions are crowded. And you're like, this person's trying to gatekeep my cosplay, and then boom, you're gonna have everybody up on your side. Be like, back off, dude.
Yep.
Go fuck yourself, Karen.
So, there are a couple things that I have issues when I went to the SoonerCon. This was the last one I went to, and it was several years ago. But I had such a good time. I want to go again. Yeah, pre-COVID.
That's how long ago.
So the number one thing is I am a biker. I love to ride. I love to be out on my motorcycle and stuff like that. The biggest thing I saw there that I was a very no was seeing this guy who was selling these Sons of Anarchy patches, and it wasn't just like memorabilia patches. It was a straight-on 3-piece with the cube set, and it didn't say like California, like what the show was based off of. It actually said Oklahoma, and that's where I was like, "Oh, dude, okay, that's a huge mistake." Like, in the biker community, people fight and live that lifestyle. They love their clubs and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to fucking do that shit. Like, if you are trying to cosplay, that's fine. But to people in the biker community, they don't care.
To make it make more sense for people who aren't in the biker community, you'd be like, well, why would they care? It's the TV show. Shouldn't the bikers know that? Well, they also sell fake FBI badges and police badges and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because there's a lot of cop shows out there, right?
And if you put your picture on that, guess what? You're now impersonating an officer by going around and flashing that badge, people are going to sit there and be like, oh, well, you're now committing a crime.
Yeah.
And in the biker community, you are committing a crime with that because
and they're bikers. They're
not
police officers, so it's even more dangerous
to do so. They're not going to give two shits.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is like, the patches being sold is not that big of a deal. If it was just the Sons of Anarchy top rocker and the center patch, you take out that state rocker and that cube, do not sell those because that's where it becomes dangerous. If you had just the top piece and the center patch, fine.
It's because
people are going to be like, okay, you're a fan of the show, cool, whatever. You're still a joke to me. But when you start trying to claim a territory, that's when it becomes, who the fuck do you think you are?
That's the problem, though, is that people are like, well, it's just a show, but it's based on real life bikers. So you're impersonating real life bikers with your fake ass name.
Yes, and that's the thing, though, is those shows, the Mayans, Sons of Anarchy, are based off of real clubs, real fucking shit. Just their names changed in the patches and colors and stuff like that, but they are still based off of real clubs. So do not think that you just buying that shit and being able to show up at a bike rally or anything like that you're going to be fine.
Would they really try to show?
People have. There are videos of people that do that shit. God. You are going to either be laughed at or have your ass kicked. So I'm just forewarning you. And if you are a merchant that is listening to this episode, I have no problem with you selling that shit. But do not sell a state rocker or the NC Cube. You sell that stuff, you are now not only selling things that are, I think, you're dangerous, but you're putting your customers' lives in danger. And you could sit there and say, well, if they put that on there, that's their own doing. I get that, but you're the one that handed them the loaded gun. So you can kiss my ass on that one. That was one of the issues I had there. The second issue I have, which I have an issue still with right now as I'm making my own cosplay, is making my prop weapons and stuff like that. How they're now, I've noticed on watching some other cosplays and event or conventions and stuff that you don't always have to do this, but here in our state they are requiring you to have an orange tip, and I'm just like, okay, for one,
and the trigger can't work; it has to be glued shut.
Yeah, to me, I think that is absolutely fucking stupid. Like, if you want to be that strict, have somebody that is checking everybody that comes through the door. Metal detectors, all that kind of stuff, and be like, hey, hand over all your prop weapons at the door so we can check them to make sure. And if you can't decipher a prop weapon from a real weapon, then you don't need to be fucking...
That's the thing, though, is that they do check your prop weapon, and they're like, it doesn't have an orange tip. I'm like, yeah, but you're holding it in your hand. You obviously know it's fake, right? They're like, yeah, it doesn't matter if it doesn't have an orange tip. So I'm just like, what if I brought in a real gun and put an orange tip on it?
Yeah, for real. That
you tell me that would pass?
That's something that just irritates the fuck out of me. Is just like, dude, you can't fucking sit here and say one thing and do another and all that. If I was to be the security guy, of course, there are ways you can tell if it's a real weapon or not. Mm-hmm. Very fucking easily. Mm-hmm. Now, even if you brought in a real weapon and you didn't have it loaded, I'd be able to fucking open it up, check, okay, I want you to empty all your pockets, I'm going to wand you, I'm going to make sure you have no ammunition for this motherfucker. You know, there's ways that you can do it if you're going to go that far of security.
That's the thing, though. That's what's crazy, is that the security is that good. I mean, they check your bags, they check your weapons, they check, like, if you've got, like, real thick armor, they're going to make you take some of it off to make sure you're not hiding anything underneath your thick-ass armor. So I'm just like, if they're already checking all your props and armor, then why can't I bring in my really well-made freaking fake prop gun?
Right, and like I said, there are some conventions that don't care.
That don't do that, yeah.
Yeah.
But the ones we've been to have done that.
Yeah, and
I literally had to throw away one of my prop guns because it had an orange tip, but the trigger still worked on it. And I was like, it was either make the 5-mile trip back to my vehicle and put it back in my car, or throw it away in the trash can. And I chose to throw it away in the trash can because I didn't want to lose my space in line.
And see, and that to me is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I get it. You want it to have an orange tip so you can reassure people that, yes, it is fake. But if it's functioning, that means you can still turn around and sell it to another cosplayer that's like, oh, dude, I would love to have that.
Yeah, the whole fact that it was functioning made me really mad that it couldn't be functioning.
Yeah, it's like the lightsaber rifle that I made years ago. After going to SoonerCon, I really wanted to make started making a cosplay back then. Then I kind of dropped the idea. I have ADHD, so I really wander. If I start a project, I have a hard problem finishing it because then I'm like, ooh, another project that I want to try to do, and then I have a bunch of unfinishes. Yeah. But this one, I actually did go all the way through and finish it. And besides making it aged look, which I started working on yesterday, but that was something that you told me about, that it had to have an orange tip and the trigger couldn't work. So I took this old Clone War, Clone Trooper fucking rifle, and I took a Mace Windu lightsaber, mixed it all together, and I kept all the electronics to work. But since I couldn't use the trigger, I had to glue that shut.
Yeah, just like stick a little bit of hot glue in there. That way the trigger doesn't work, but you can pop out hot glue later.
Right. But so I ended up, the button on the lightsaber still works, so I ended up taking all the blaster stuff, and I got rid of the electronics for the lightsaber to make its noise, so I just kept it to where when you hit the button on the lightsaber, it makes the blaster bolt sound. So it kind of still gave it the function and worked and all that without having a trigger and all that kind of stuff. And I was still able to leave a switch on there to turn it on and off. That way, if I went in, I could be like, no, the trigger don't work and it's got an orange tip, but it still makes it sound because I was good enough to fucking make that work. Yeah. But yeah, that is something that really irritated me back then, and it still does to this day, because even the one I'm working on right now, I'm like, fuck, I've got to orange tip this motherfucker and all this and that. And that irritates me. But, I get it. I get it. I mean, security and bullshit, but I mean, that's my thing, is I'd be more worried about the sexual assaults that happen there more than I would worry about a fucking live weapon.
No, there's people worrying about that too.
And that would be my main concern, is I'd be more worried about that than I would a live weapon.
Oh yeah, there's signs posted and guards, and like they literally have guards just for that. Because a lot of people don't know, if a woman's wearing like a really skimpy cosplay because that character wears skimpy shit,
right? Then
for some reason some people don't know that like just because I'm wearing a cosplay doesn't mean you can touch me.
Here's something that I would like to see at a convention, is I would like to see an old video store. Like, okay, for any of the kids that are listening to this, there used to be places called video stores where you'd have to go to them to rent a movie, like which would be a DVD and VHS, because DVDs came in later on, but you'd have to go there. But they had this little back area. That was for the adults only, usually blocked off by a little curtain or something.
Bead curtain.
Yeah, and you had that, but I think we should have that at conventions where the men and women that want to live that in their characters' assets of like have a pole there so they can do all the dancey, reveal-y shit. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna be paying to go in there.
They have that. That's why the conventions are always connected to hotels.
Well, those are called after parties, but I'm talking about like actually in the convention. So if like somebody's there and they're wearing their outfit, like, I would love to be like they just get in that fucking hot and bothered mood.
That's what the after parties are for.
Yeah, true. But I'm talking about like, I can't stay. I've actually got to get back to work tomorrow. But so they can still have their.
To be them, I guess.
Yeah, but just like an 18 and older room.
No, I understand.
And you still have to show ID to get back in there and all that kind of shit.
Where are they supposed to keep their ID?
That's for you to figure out. I'll pat you down, ladies. Men, I'm not.
I like you had to say that real fast. I'll pat you down, ladies.
Ladies only. But no, but I do get it though, because they do want to keep it a safe and fun environment and all that kind of stuff. Although something that I found out that was very weird was Legoland. You cannot go in there as an adult by yourself. You have to have a kid with you.
Is that really true, or was that just like a TikTok that somebody?
No, that is a real fucking thing. That is on their board rules on their board.
Okay. Well, on one hand, that sucks for the Lego nerds out there. Mm-hmm. On another hand, that's very safe. because that would be a place to grab some children. I'd be telling you.
Yeah, but I heard a comedian talking about that.
Yes,
and he was like, "I'm gonna steal a kid and fucking go to Legoland."
Yeah,
I'm like,
this is not preventing children theft. This is encouraging children theft, so we can get into Legoland.
I know that. So,
that was funny.
Although it would be really cool if they did have an adult Legoland to where you can buy alcoholic drinks and you can fucking sit back, relax, building shit, like build your own bar stool, so shit like that.
That at the conventions.
What's that?
A cantina.
That would be nice.
Why are there not cantinas at conventions?
Well, because we got too many underage kids that are walking around. Well,
that's why
you know what?
You guys already
IDs.
have guards everywhere. Put somebody on the freaking cantina door and have them check IDs when they come in. They can't even get into the cantina unless they're totally
Well, then they would also sit there and be like, well, what if we had a nerd that got really, really drunk off of a little Long Island iced tea and started groping women and shit? Well, you know what they're going to do? That's sober. So
that's called kick them out. Easy. They were groping people. Kick them out.
Kick them out. Have them arrested. Whatever you got to do. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, give us the adult side of this.
Okay. I will, like I said earlier, the conventions are normally connected to hotels. And you can go from the hotel to the convention back and forth all day long if you wanted to. And they do have bars in those things. During the convention, the bar should decorate itself to match the convention.
That would be badass. But I think that's on the hotels and...
It is. But they're already making so much money from the convention because so many people are booking for the convention, you know? So why not theme themselves for the convention?
I think that they don't, for the fact that how many different kinds of themes are there, because it's not just Star Wars. Now, there are some just Star Wars or some Doctor Who's or some Harry Potter's.
Let's say it is specific.
If it is specific, then sure. By all means, that'd be fucking great.
Like, the one I like to go to is Tokyo and Tulsa. And you're like, well, that's just anime themed, period. You know? Okay. Anime theme the bar. Mm-hmm. Make it a Japanese theme because, you know, Tokyo.
Yeah. No, I'm in agreement. I am. But if it's just a regular convention for any and all, it would be hard for them to decipher who would want it, because if you had, for God's sakes, if you had, what is that fucking travesty of a John Travolta movie, Battlefield something. I mean, you may have some people that are nerds of that going to a Star Wars canteen and be like, no, I want this, I want that. Or they'd be like, why can't we have like a Harry Potter fucking cantina or bar going on right now? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's not specific like that. Like, SoonerCon isn't specific. You know, like it's just comic book, period.
Yeah.
So that I would make sense by not theming a bar.
Right.
But it's also not connected to a bar, so.
No, but now, like what you were saying, if it was a specific fucking event, then yes, I'm like, dude, go ahead, go all out, or at least allow a vendor to come in and set up their own fucking little station, so they can do that. And of course, they have to have all their proper shit.
Like, SoonerCon does do that. They have specific food trucks they let come in and all that. But like, alcohol wise, I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know for a fact. I mean, when's the last time we actually went to a convention?
Yeah, true. And if you guys know that they do that, please leave us a comment down below and let us know, because like that would be something to look into, of probably investing in, of doing.
Dude, I would love to be like a food truck or like a liquor licensed truck that just follows Comic-Cons around all the time.
Oh man, yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be the life right there.
Yeah. And be themed up and shit.
Yeah, always themed up.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Really, we're working on some stuff. We stopped. We actually stopped to make this episode just to talk about cosplay and shit, because we were in the middle of making our own. I've been up since 4:00 this morning working on cosplay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
we're letting paint dry right now, so we were just like, we'll go ahead and podcast.
Yeah,
while we're waiting for the paint to dry.
Because I still got to go cut up. We got shit ton of plastic.
We needed something to do, man, and this cosplay thing just came out of nowhere, and we're like, that's perfect. That'll entertain us. That'll give us something to do, and it's something we both love doing. Like, he loves making stuff, I love making stuff, and we both love Star Wars. So boom, cosplay.
Yep, and it worked out very, very, very well for us to have something to do. It gives me something that I am able to do at this moment with my
God.
arm recovering and all that. But, you know.
Oh my God. We haven't told them what we're making.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even told them. They're like, what are you cosplaying? Tell us what you're cosplaying.
Okay.
If you care, here it is.
Well, if you are a cosplayer or you want to cosplay, leave us a comment down below of what you are or what you're willing to be.
Yeah, what
know.
do you want to do? If you had the time, effort, and money, what would you cosplay? And we'll tell you how possible it is.
Yep. Now, Sage, are you wanting to go first or do you want me to?
You go first.
All right, I'll go. So with my cosplay, I'm going. I really thought about doing the whole Mandalorian bounty hunter or Mandalorian. I really thought about doing a Mandalorian theme, but with Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, and with the show The Mandalorian, it's kind of being
overdone.
Yeah, overdone. Everybody is being it and all, and I'm just like, So I was like, okay, what if I was to stay in that same realm without having to spend a shit ton of money on just a helmet alone? The helmets are outrageously expensive.
Because they're so popular right now.
Right. So I ended up finding a helmet that is different. It's a Super Commando Stormtrooper helmet. Cheap, very nice, very well put together, and I can't wait to get designing on it and all that kind of stuff because I'm going to go full out. This helmet's going to be fucking decked out when I finally get done with it and actually get back to work and make some money because I'm going to put a voice changer in it. I'm going to put lights and all this kind of stuff in it, but I'm also going to add a piece to the helmet to be solar powered so I never have to actually plug it in to recharge it. It's going to be self-sustaining. And you're probably sitting there like, well, how the fuck are you going to do that? Guess what? Those little light
lawn ornaments.
Yeah, the ones that little lights that light up your pathway that have the little solar panels on them.
Yep.
That is actually strong enough to recharge your 7 volts or even your 9 volt batteries. Like if it's sitting in the sun long enough, it will charge them up to be able to reuse. So right there, I'm going to have it to where it's all in the helmet and it will take care of everything in the helmet that I want to do. But I'm going as a bounty hunter, really. It's not going to be a stormtrooper. I'm just using the helmet for my OC, which OC, for those that don't know, is original character. I've created my own character, and that's what I'm kind of doing. We had a couple dusters around the house. Dusters are the old jackets that the cowboys used to wear. And one of them was in pretty rough shape. So I was like, fuck it, instead of throwing it away, I'm going to repurpose it. So I'm repurposing it into my cosplay. I'm working on my blaster right now. And I'm also going to be using a lot of the plastic that we have around here once we get the heat gun. I'm going to cut pieces up and make my armor out of it. I've got quite a bit going for myself on just with the tools and stuff I already have. The only thing I don't have is the heat gun, which once I get that, I'm going to be able to get my whole character done. Which, if you guys want to, leave me a comment down below, and we'll show you our cosplays once we are completed with them on our Instagram at the Calling Couple on Instagram. You can follow us over there, and we'll give you guys pictures of it. But that's kind of where I'm going with that one. I mean, it's not too bad. Sage, where were you going with yours?
Well, first, before I decided to also go Bounty Hunters Guild with you, was I was going to do a Night Sister. If anybody else is into Star Wars, you guys know who they are. But I was also going to do an OC. I wasn't going to be anyone specific in the Clone Wars?
Clone and present. They're still relevant.
I thought they were all killed out.
Well, yeah, that was supposed to be the whole ordeal, and then Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor with Marin.
Well, no, Marin is the last one because she said that her sleeping sisters are all dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is like they were supposed to be wiped out, and then the game came out and brought one of them back, and it was like, how many Jedis and people are we going to resurrect just to keep things there? Anyways,
I was going to be a Night Sister, and I was going to make this little glowy thing because Night Sisters have this like green power and all that kind of stuff, and I thought they all looked really cool, so I was like, I like that. And then he told me his amazing Bounty Hunter Guild story, and I was just like, That sounds awesome. I want my cosplay to work with your cosplay. Because I was going to do my own thing, my own theme. And then we were just going to do separate cosplays. But I was like, how cool would it be if our cosplays like interacted with each other? Or like we're like one story, like not one story, but like our stories intertwined. So I decided to also be a bounty hunter. So I'm going with my own bounty hunter thing and all that and I'm not going to be a humanoid. I'm going to like actually do an alien species from Star Wars. Well, I'm just going to do Zabrak, but it's got to like have horns and stuff. So I thought it was pretty fun and cool. And I get to work with the fake skin stuff that you put on. Prosthetic skin. Oh, God. Well, I get to work with prosthetics and stuff, so that's gonna be fun. And I'm also gonna try to build a cosplay for my arm, so my arm looks like it's robotic. So that's gonna be fun to do. I'm not doing like armor like he is, and all that kind of stuff, like a chest plate and all that. I'm not gonna do that.
No, and out of all the stuff that we're doing, your outfit is what you're actually buying because it's a little easier for what your character that you're wanting to create than trying to
for
buy
the stuff I'm trying to do with mine. Most of the stuff on my costume is going to have to be purchased because I don't know how to sew actual clothing. I'm good at crochet, but not actual clothing. No.
Well, and it just goes a little easier because a lot of the stuff for my character we do have laying around the house, but for your character, we don't have a lot of that, and you've already found an amazing outfit.
Yeah, my outfit's bomb.
For very cheap, by the way.
Yeah.
For those that are listening, like Amazon has a lot of good stuff on there for a very affordable price. Very affordable,
yeah. Amazon is the place to go.
Now, here's something that I would like to add into this episode if you guys are just starting to get into this. Do not worry yourself. Do not fret on, oh my God, like you get everything put in your shopping carts and stuff like that, and you're just like, okay, and then you look at all the entire total price.
Yeah, the total price, yeah.
There are a few ways you can go about it.
It scares you.
It can be very intimidating, but here's some ways you can go about it. One, if you are trying to build your credit, go to a bank, get a small loan. Pay that.
Small.
Yes, small. Like if you can get a $1,500 loan, get that. Pay that off.
That's not a small loan. I feel like that's a huge loan.
No, because some banks won't allow you to go under a certain amount. So $1,500 is good enough for where it's affordable for you to pay back, and it also really helps build your credit, build it up.
Well, it's also like loan companies, right?
Yes, there are loan companies, but you really need to watch on their interest rates and stuff like that. A bank is a little easier because if you have an account with your bank, it helps you build your relationship with the bank and your credit at the same time.
Really good for your credit. Yeah.
Right. And it's very affordable for you to pay back. I mean, $1,500 loan, you're probably looking at maybe...
And they're your bank, so they'll work with you.
Yeah, and it depends on your credit and your status and all this and that as it is. But it's something that right there can pay for a lot of your cosplay or all of it, depending on what you're doing. Like with me and you, it would be $1,500, and that would pay for a great majority, like all mine and then some of yours, or vice versa. But it wouldn't get all.
I feel like 15 would pay for all of our shit.
It probably would. Well, that's what we were looking at when we first started.
Yeah,
then
now that we're
like,
making
now
that we're making so much of our own shit, it would definitely pay for all of it.
Or you can go little by little, save for later, stuff like that. If you can spend $20 here on an item that you're needing, cool, buy it.
That's what we're doing right now. We're just gonna do little at a time. Our next purchase is going to be the heat gun.
Yep, and that right there is going to take care of about 80% of our cosplay.
Oh, his. Like we said, 80%. I'm gonna have to buy 80% of mine.
No, well, yeah, but I mean, like for your mechanical arm and stuff like that.
Yeah, my mechanical arm is gonna be all homemade. I was actually thinking, since we have a heat gun and all that kind of stuff, I could probably make the horns myself.
Probably.
Because I was thinking, like,
get
I
your
wouldn't have to buy
clay
them.
out.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, I wouldn't have to buy them. I could make my own.
Yeah, see, right there, we're already thinking ahead of how we're gonna fucking do things. That this one tool is gonna be able to do a lot. That's why I said, if you got a heat gun and a cutting tool. Fucking perfect.
That's most of your shit right there.
Now you can go buy the cutting tool. I would prefer that you go get and invest in is a Dremel, but get a good one. Don't go skimpy. You can buy one at Walmart and it'll actually do a lot of the shit that you want. The Heart brand is a very good brand.
We got the bad brand.
Yeah,
it gunks up so quickly. Ugh.
But like if you invest in a good Dremel, great. If you want to do the electronics in your stuff, buy you a soldering gun, wire.
Yeah, that's what I want to learn how to do next.
Stuff like that. Soldering guns are not that expensive. You can buy a decent one for I think about a decent one for $15.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean I've got one still brand new in the box. I haven't used it yet, and I need to bust it out and start doing that. But
I just want to learn how to solder, like electronics and stuff, like the wiring and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just scared because I don't want to break anything.
Well, yeah, but yet again, like, don't be intimidated by all that. Do little by little, and if you want to try to make stuff on your own, it is okay if you fail at first. All right, if you start to make it, don't think that your first time going into it is gonna be spot on.
Yeah, that is definitely the hard part with having to purchase items, is room for error.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you buy just the right amount you need, you're probably gonna need more than that because you're gonna mess something up. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you're gonna mess something up and you're gonna want to redo it, and you're not gonna be able to. So you're going to have to rebuy it.
It is okay to have extra on hand, just in case you do get it right. You finally get it right and you still got some left over. Hey, you can use that for some more add-ons or something else.
Once you get your cosplay done and all that, and you've got extra pieces, you're probably going to want to add more stuff to it. You're like, you know what? You could use this. It could use that. It could, like, this would make it look even cooler.
Yep. So it's okay to
have extra.
And if you mess up, guess what? Don't throw it away because you might be able to salvage that into something else as well. So always save as much as you can of whatever projects you're doing, but it is okay to mess up. And if you need guidance references, there is YouTube, or get a part of a cosplay community and people will tell you tricks and tips on how to fucking get through it and do it this way or that way and get the final product that you are looking for. I mean, there's so many things you can do.
So many.
But yeah, don't be fretting by it if you are a first timer wanting to get into it. Like, we're still very fucking new at this.
Very new at this.
But we have taken our time. We're new to cosplaying.
Yeah.
Like
crafting, no, we're not new at that. But cosplay, yeah.
Yeah, because shit, I've spent most of my life working with tools and stuff like that. Like from the age of I'd say the age of 12 till now, I've worked with big tools to small tools. So
you worked in a factory where you literally had to cut things like for a living and all that, like fine detailed wise. I'm just like, you're perfect for this.
Well, that and I've got experiences on wood lathes and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you have the experience I need.
Like in the electronics and wiring, I really kind of taught myself how to do that shit. No one really had taught me that, but it comes very easy for me.
Things, you do learn things so quickly. You pick up on things very quickly.
Yeah, and if I don't know, I'm not afraid to sit there and watch a YouTube video and then be like, oh, that's where I fucked up.
Well, what I mean by that is like you were an electrician's apprentice for like a few months, and then you knew almost everything already right there.
I knew a good enough amount.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not.
No, that's what I mean. You were only there for a few months. You didn't get to learn everything you needed to learn to be an actual electrician, but you picked up enough for what we need.
Yeah, I would definitely say I'm one of those, like, I'm a jack of all trades. I'm not an expert at any profession, but I know enough to get me through on just a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't let it threaten you, man. Like, just take your time with it. Definitely take your time. Do not rush any project. What you see people do, it takes them years to do. And I'm very bad at that.
He is so bad. He gets so excited and he wants to get it done now. I'm like, babe, we don't even have half the tools we need to do that yet. Like, he wants to get his armor done. I'm just like, we haven't even purchased the heat gun to make the armor.
No, but I'm taking the steps of, like, we have some old feed buckets.
Yeah, he's like, I want to get the plastic prepped so when we do get the heat gun. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Let's do that.
Right. There's nothing wrong with getting things set up so when you have it, when you finally get the pieces that you need, you can go ahead and move on. But
it gives you something to work on until you can get that piece made.
Right. So, but that's my thing is, like, I've made this mistake many, many times before doing projects, is I try to rush through it. I try to cut corners and all this and that. Do not cut your corners. Don't rush it. Just take your time, because the people that you see that made their costumes, that didn't just buy it and paint it and put it together, the ones that actually make their shit, this takes them years to do. It is not something that you can do overnight. Now, if you have the money and means, by all means, you can do it.
Yeah, and those YouTube.
But if you don't, take your time with it.
Yeah, for real. Like, take your time, man. Like, the SoonerCon we're wanting to go to with our cosplays that we're making right now. Like, there's one coming up at the end of this month, but we're gonna want to make ours for next year's.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a whole year to get our cosplays done.
As much as we can. I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think we're gonna. I mean, we might be able to.
No, we're gonna get it done.
But I mean, even if we were on a very strict budget and all this and that, we still have. We would get as much as we could done in that amount of time to be satisfied to show it off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. That is all right. Don't fucking overwhelm yourself. And here's the bigger thing. If you're just starting out, if you start to get frustrated, set it down, walk away. Even if it's for a couple weeks or a couple months, you'll come back to it. You'll pick it right back up. Do not just fucking give up on it. You give up on it, then...
And we're speaking from experience because we've both done that.
Mm-hmm. It is something that anybody that is crafty or anything like that...
It's an issue we all got.
Mm-hmm.
I have half-done projects all over this fucking house.
I do too.
I'm staring at one.
But don't let it fret you, and don't let it overwhelm you. If it does, take a break, take a breather, and find your smile again, and come back into it. But we're gonna kind of end this episode today on that.
Yeah, we said we wanted. I feel good about having to say it, and I hope it has inspired you guys to do something. Hell, man, if you guys want to cosplay with us, hit us up, man. We'll all go to SoonerCon together. Woo!
Yeah, and if you guys want to know some tricks and tips and stuff, or like if you're making something and you just can't figure it out, or you're just wondering how you could go about it. We're not experts, but we do have enough craft skills to help you out or point you in the right direction to find out for yourself.
That's all we're doing right now is looking shit up. So
yeah,
like hit us up. We'll like point you in the right direction.
Yeah,
help you out.
If we can't figure it out, we're definitely going to sit here and be like, hey, check out this channel. They may be able to give you the right advice that you need, but a lot of times we are savvy enough to help you as well. So if you are, leave us a comment down below and let us know, and we'll fucking get you set up. Or you can send us an email. Send us an email of the things that you're wanting to do, or
if you got some pictures.
Yeah, pictures, projects, anything like that.
Yeah, if you've cosplayed in the past, send us some pictures over on our email.
Or if you're working on something right now, let us know.
Hell yeah, I want to see what you're working on. That sounds fun.
Yeah, let us know.
We're all working on something together. I love it.
But you can send all of that stuff over to our email at thecallingcouplepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you and see what you got going on for yourselves or what you're planning on doing next. Other than that, if you're going to a Comic-Con, just be yourself, nerd the fuck out, have a good time, go all out. All right, just fucking
if you see a badass cosplay and you're just like, dude, I want to go ask them something, ask them. Do it.
But
they want you to.
If you're going up there and you're going to the girls and being like, "Oh my god, I would love to lick you up and down," don't do
fucking do that, man. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
shit.
like come the fuck on now.
Compliment them. Say your cosplay is badass. I love it. They'll be like, "Oh, thank you." And and if you want to ask them if they can we take a picture. If they say no thanks, I'm not taking pictures right now. Please just go on. Yeah. Don't be creepy and stand over in the corner and take a picture of them anyways.
Or don't berate them because they're not up for it. I mean, they're probably wanting to enjoy themselves too. So just be understanding of that.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you're going to one, have a blast, enjoy it. And if you haven't checked out Andor, check it out. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, we're sorry we talked shit on it. Our bad.
Get past the first 6 episodes, and it really fucking kicks off from there.
I will admit, I was like that with Gage's show, Mayans.
Yeah.
He said, if you can get past the first season, I'm like, I gotta get past the whole first season before I like it. I can't do that shit.
And that is true. The first season is very slow and boring, but it picks up really well from there. So if you haven't checked out the Mayans, check it out. It's really good. And by the way, we're not getting paid for any sponsorships for talking about those shows. We're just talking about them because we liked them. Other than that, don't cause no harm to anybody. Live your life to the fullest, and don't worry about other people's opinions and what they think of you. If you want to wear your cosplays all day long, fucking wear them, because you know what?
Yeah, go cosplay to the grocery store, bitch.
You never know when your last day is going to be, and I've learned that firsthand recently, so I'm going to start living my life the way I fucking want to, and I don't give a shit what anybody's going to say about me, so...
Yeah, if you see 2 bounty hunters at the grocery store, say hi.
Yep.
Probably
But
us.
also be respectful of businesses' rules and things that they have. If you go in there with the helmet on, they ask you to take it off. By all means, be respectful. Just take it off.
Unless you're a Mandalorian, then tell them it's your religion.
That is true. And then all they're going to tell you is, okay, well,
you can
that
go shop somewhere else, then, buddy.
You can go somewhere else. But other than that, don't cause no harm. Live it to the fullest and enjoy your life. And I've said what I've said.
Caw.